Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Limitless Luxury. Today we are showing you what it is like to be a billionaire in Thailand. Thailand is a beautiful country located in Southeast Asia and houses the diverse ecosystem on Earth. The country has it all, from its rich forests to rolling plains to weathered coast to sprawling rice fields. The billionaires have an amazing lifestyle in the country. But how do they get so rich or do it for a living? Earlier, the nation was an agricultural nation, but the industrial shift began since the city's population started to increase. Now, Bangkok, the capital city of the country, and its surrounding metropolitan area are the central hub of the country, depicting urban lifestyle. It is the city where one will find the unfathomably beautiful and historically rich Grand Palace. The palace was built in 1782. Until now, it is the primary home for the residing king, who is currently the multi-billionaire of Thailand, King Maha Vajiralongkorn. The king has worn the crown since 2016 and holds a net worth of $60 billion. The billionaire has moved to stir up some controversy in Thailand, left the Grand Palace, and spent the year in the four-star Great Hotel Sandbekel in the Bavarian Alps. That time he was with 20 women. Now, what one can say after all, he is the king and can afford the year abroad. But one rule for tourists visiting that Grand Palace is the strict dress code. Sloppy attires are not permitted there, and legs and arms need to be covered every time. He has a rather colorful life, and last year, he married his consort, General Suthida Vajiralongkorn, and later changed her name to Queen Suthida. The announcement was done in Royal Gazette before the king's coronation, also known as King Rama X, and became the constitutional monarch after his father, King Bhumibol Adulyadej, died. In 2014, he had appointed Suthida Tijai, the former flight attendant for Thai Airways, as his deputy commander. He was made a full general in December 2016 and the deputy commander of the king's personal guard in 2017. Talking about the absolute monarchy of Thailand, just months after King Maha Vajiralongkorn stripped his royal consort of her titles and military ranks for conducting rivalry and being disloyal to Queen Suthida. For his marriages, she was also pictured in the fighter jet's cockpit, and they both wore a gray camouflage pattern crop top at the controls of a light aircraft. Criticizing the king or his family publicly is illegal in Thailand under the strict lèse-majesté law of the country, with insults to the monarchy punishable by over 15 years in prison. King Vajiralongkorn, 67 years old, married thrice when he was the crown prince before ascending the throne. It is not that he never divorced. In 2014, the king divorced his third wife, named the former lady-in-waiting Shrirazmi Suwani, after several of her relatives were arrested in the investigation of people making false claims of having links to the monarchy for financial gains. Her three brothers, parents, and uncle were later convicted of lèse-majesté and remained in prison. Shrirazmi, who has never charged herself, lives outside Bangkok and has been rarely seen in public since she was divorced. The primary element to be a billionaire, and more probably, the king is being adorned with thunderbolts and jewels. King Vajiralongkorn, the king's name, means he is adorned with jewels and was the first son and second child of Queen Sirikit and King Bhumibol Adulyadej, who had succeeded to the throne 6 years. Though he was named Crown Prince in 1972, he spent much of his childhood outside the country. He was sent to England from 13 to 17 years old before enrolling in the military college in Australia until 1976. Some years ago, he was photographed cycling in the crop top in Switzerland and Germany. When the photo of the king was shared on Facebook, he threatened to sue the organization and stated that the images were insulting to him. Moreover, the $60 billion fortune of the kingdom, or the palace, was taken under the king's control, and he has also moved 2 army units under his command. The pre-democracy activists state that Thailand is backtracking on the constitutional monarchy established when the royal rule ended in 1932. They say that the monarchy is closer to the army and argue that this has undermined democracy. The monarchy of Thailand is protected by one of the toughest defamation laws globally, which makes any criticism of the powerful King Maha Vajiralongkorn risky inside the country. Under Section 112 of the country's Penal Code, anyone who is convicted of insulting, defaming, or threatening the Queen or the King, their heir or regent faces between 3 to 15 years in prison. But the law is interpreted to include the criticism of any aspect of the monarchy, including the content shared or posted on social media. For the lèse-majesté crimes, in the harsh punishment so far, a man got 35 years sentence in prison for posting some series about the royal family. There is no transparent number of lèse-majesté complaints, charges, arrests, sentences, etc. But there is inconsistent trickle information. At last, the pro-democracy movement of Thailand has gathered momentum recently, and with rallies bringing thousands out on the streets. Prominent activists have included the abolition of Section 112, calling for the open discussion of the royal family's role in Thailand. Events also came to a head a few weeks ago, when protesters disrupted the drive by a royal motorcade ferrying Prince Dipankarnrajabajoti and Queen Suthida. The unprecedented challenge and the first close encounter of the royal family with the protesters. So this is how it is to be a billionaire in Thailand. Let us know your views in the comments. Until the next video, stay tuned and subscribe for more.